Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I'm going to be peeling back the layers and sharing exactly how much it costs to run a business for a week. Now I did one of these what I spent in a week videos a while ago, I think about 2 years ago now, and I just shared my personal finance. So I shared what I, Latasha, personally spent that week. And this time around, I'm actually going to be separating things by personal expenses, business expenses. We're gonna go deep this time around. So yeah, this video is gonna be quite a bit different for that reason, but also because my business has grown quite a bit. And you know, it's definitely true what they say. My dad always used to say this growing up and I never understood it, but the more money you make, the more money you spend. You gotta spend money to make money. All of those things are definitely true in my experience. So what you're gonna see, spoiler alert, is that it does cost quite a bit to run a business. And with that said, my business is an online service-based business, which is actually quite a lean business to run compared to some other categories like e-commerce, direct to consumer. These types of businesses cost quite a bit more because you have to think about all the overhead, like the cost of materials and supplies, maybe a warehouse, definitely paying more employees, workers, retail associates, etc. So those types of businesses can be a lot more pricey to run. And if you are somebody who is watching and wants to start one of those businesses or has one of those businesses, you're gonna really love to hear from today's sponsor. So before we hop into the content, I wanna tell you about Clearco, formerly Clear Bank. They are the world's largest e-commerce investor. Their main product is called Clear Capital, which provides founders with growth capital that's used to scale businesses while allowing them to maintain 100% ownership and control. Now, you know, this is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I would never recommend something to you all that was giving away your voice in your business, because I truly think you are what makes that business amazing. It's not the capital only. Of course, we know that capital is a tool. You need capital to make things run, but you know, throwing money at something without your unique voice and your unique input is not going to work. So it's very important to me, if I could give you any advice, is to maintain as much ownership of your company as you can. So I love that Clearco is just as committed to that as I am. They also have a data-driven approach that takes the bias out of decision-making and helps Clearco fund 8 times more female founders than traditional VCs across 6 countries. Also something that is very, very important to me. I know a lot of female founders follow me, a lot of women of color and people of color follow me, and that's something that we've seen. You know, some other VCs aren't necessarily the most equitable, and we don't necessarily feel like we're getting a fair shake out of that. So I also love that Clearco is really committed to doing things in a fair way and a data-driven way. Clearco was founded by serial entrepreneur and investor Michelle Romano, who you might have seen on Canada's version of Shark Tank. It's called Dragon's Den. So again, a female-founded company. I love it. So if you're looking for funding for your e-commerce business or your SaaS business, definitely check out Clearco. They have amazing resources, not just in terms of getting you funding and capital, but also mentorship and so much more. So I'm gonna leave a link to them down in the description box. It'll be the first link down there. You can head over, check out all of their products and their services that they offer, and see if there is one that might be a good fit for you. So I'm scared. On the 6th, I paid a credit card bill. So the previous month I had spent like $1,800 on the business credit card. I do use the business credit card for most of my transactions just so I can get like the cash back and stuff like that. And then that's exactly what I do, is I just, at the end of the month, I pay it off in full. And then the only other debit, like checking account transaction that came through was for my co-working space. I don't actually work there, but I pay for like a virtual office. And what that is, this is something that you guys might want to check out if you run an online business and you don't want to use your personal home address for business correspondence. They can do what's called a virtual office. So they'll accept mail on my behalf. They also are a legal mailing address for me. So that's the address that's at the bottom of my emails and things like that. So I pay $35 a month for those services. services. So that's it. Like I said, what I use for my day-to-day transactions in the business usually is my credit card, honestly. So there were $1,623 in charges for this week, which is a lot to me, but let's break it down. So first we have a Thinkific account charge, which is $99. I do pay $99 a month to host my courses on Thinkific. Now, there is a free plan, but I do have like a pro account, so I get access to coupon codes and having multiple admins on my site and all of that. So it's a fee that is totally worth it at this point in time. My courses are far exceeding, that price point, but that's just one of those things that you should probably always keep an eye out for in your business. If you're paying for a lot of services and you're like, oh wait, we're actually not even selling courses on Thinkific anymore. It's just something to kind of make sure you keep on your radar. Now speaking of that, this is something that I need to cancel. This is just a recurring transaction, I guess, that I probably forgot about. So I'm glad I'm doing this video. I'm gonna make a note right now. This is very similar. It's like a virtual address, $7.98. So it's not a lot of money, and that's probably why I forgot that I was paying it, but $8 a month really adds up. I mean, $8 a month is almost $100 a year. So I would rather spend $100 on a freelancer or like a bonus for somebody on my team or a trip. Like that's almost a flight, a business trip, So definitely gonna cancel that very soon because I use the virtual office now. I spent $10 on Amazon, which I don't know what that was. Okay, so it was like a microphone clip holder thing for this boom microphone. $7.9. I spent $30.80 at Target. It was some office supplies, just like some pens, some stuff like that. And then I think I also bought a couple of photo props. And then the two big transactions that came through that week were Best Buy. I spent $484.39 on a GoPro and also a GoPro tripod mount adapter thing. The main reason I actually bought it was for a webcam. I hosted a YouTube live like a couple days before I went out and purchased that, and I just wasn't super happy with how my MacBook webcam looked for live videos, and I really want to start streaming more. I had a really great time and I got a pretty good response from it too. So I was asking on Instagram stories, like, what webcams do you all use? And multiple people suggested a GoPro. So I got the GoPro 9 Black. I have yet to like fully set it up for streaming, but leave a comment down below if you would watch one of my live streams and I'll definitely get moving on that. And then the last one was a $429 charge from my bookkeepers. I pay them that much every month, but it is totally worth it. They look at all this stuff and make sure that everything's categorized appropriately. They might say, oh, actually this can't be used as business. This should be blah, blah, blah. They also take a look and let me know like if I'm spending the right amount for my type of business. So that's so worth it. Once you get to, a certain point in your business and you're generating a healthy amount of revenue, you start hiring people, definitely invest in a good bookkeeper. I'm happy to make a referral. If anyone is looking, just send me a DM. Okay, so total for my business that month, I spent, I'll put the total up here on the screen. So that was total for my business, but yeah, that's what I spent for the business. Now for personal, I spent 99 cents to Apple. I don't even know what that is. I think it's like cloud storage or something like that, which I should probably ask my bookkeeper, can I use that for business expense? Because everything I use on my phone is for work. I did make a clothing purchase. I actually made a couple clothing purchases, which is pretty like rare for me, but I think a lot of places were having 4th of July sales. So I spent $47.50 on these really cute pants. I had these pants in middle school. Let's just say that. That's all I'm gonna say, from a store called Something Navy. I spent $3.99 on something called Amazon Digital, which I'm guessing is Amazon Prime. And I don't even think that was me. I think that was Norris. It's just that our Amazon Prime is connected to my account. So he probably Venmo'd me for it. Squarespace, $16. I have no idea why that's on my personal card. So I need to work on getting that moved over to my business account because I should be able to write that off. So another reason why this is a good exercise to do, I have another Apple purchase for $10.59. Again, I actually have no idea what that is. Oh, I think Norris did Venmo me for this, and it's Apple TV. He bought something. Again, it's connected to my account, so I guess I can eliminate that. Then we have Uber Eats. Okay, so let me tell you a story before I get into the Uber Eats purchases. my car broke down the day after the 4th of July. We went to go to Starbucks and we actually had plans to go look at a house. We're house hunting. We went to Starbucks totally fine. We were pulling out of Starbucks and it just like started like riding really heavy. It was a really bad day, let me tell you. It was like 95 degrees. We were bickering because of it. And I was like, okay, we have this appointment. And if you know me, I hate canceling on things. I hate wasting people's time. So I was like, let's just get a rental car. Just suck it up, get a rental car, still make our appointment, still do what we need to do because it's also the 4th of July, so nothing's opened and we need to like get food and stuff. Long story short, the rental car place, they said they had cars, they didn't have cars, they were using inappropriate language in front of us. It was like this whole thing. I was crying. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason because I was about to spend like $400 on a rental car. And by the time we got my car in to get fixed, it was done in a day. So everything happens for a reason, but I did have to buy Uber Eats because we had like no food in the house. So I spent $33.74 on Uber Eats that day. And then I guess I stress purchased stuff and spent $59.54 at Aerie to get a new bathing suit, which I wore on our trip, but it, you know, I didn't write that off, obviously. That was just a personal purchase, but I did wear it on our trip. And then I also spent money on Ulta, $38.15 at Ulta. I think I just re-upped on like my foundation or something like that. And $10 was deducted for Acorns. I've told you about Acorns before. It's just like a personal saving app that I use. And so they take $10 every month, and then they also do roundups and stuff like that. And then I guess I pay $1 a month to use that service. So that was also deducted. $23.22 went to Delta Dental. So my insurance company for my teeth, which, you know, being self-employed, you do have to pay for that, and health insurance. Health insurance didn't come out this week, but that's like $150 or $160. So definitely something to keep in mind. And then I had a Burger King payment for $264. I swear that was the first time I'd eaten Burger King in like forever. I remember telling Nora, I was like, wow, these fries are really good. I forgot what they tasted like. And again, I think that whole car breakdown thing just had us really all over the place. We didn't have groceries because of it, and we're all like backed up, you know, in terms of errands. So I was doing a lot more eating out and fast food than I would normally. And then I have another $40 Squarespace charge. So I really need to figure out what's going on and why Squarespace is going to my personal, because that should be a business expense. $9.99 for Spotify. I pay for that every month. That's one subscription that I absolutely love having. And Zenni, which is an eyeglass place. Not these ones, but I got a different pair from there, $30.85. And I actually got to use a $5 credit because someone who watches or follows me used my referral link. So that was pretty awesome. So I did save money on those glasses. Okay, so here's where we go to kind of a scary number, for me at least, because the business I expect to be in the thousands. Personal, I don't, especially not on a credit card. So same thing here for myself. I actually use my credit card quite a bit just because I get like rewards and travel points and things like that. I pay it off every single month. And also my debit card is expiring this month. So I've been weird about using it because it's getting declined some places and it's kind of embarrassing. So I did use my credit card more than normal, I would say. But here's the big one. Like I said, my car broke down. I took it into the dealership and it was $1,072.04. And you know what the most frustrating part of it is, looking at the bill, it's like $700 in labor. I so miss living in my hometown. I had friends, I had family and things like that who could fix cars. And so I am not used to paying that much. I would have just paid for the part. I would have went to AutoZone, got the part, and they would have fixed it. So gotta admit that stings a little bit. And having somebody in your life who knows how to work on cars is really such a money saver. So I don't know if you can make friends with some mechanics, date someone from a shop, recommend, okay? Recommend. I spent $5.72 on bubble tea. I don't even know why I put that on my credit card, or I don't even remember doing that, but I do really love boba. $143.10 went to Rent the Runway, which is a clothing subscription that I pay for every month. I actually use it for business, truthfully, but I'm afraid to write it off. I don't know if I'm allowed to, so I just put it on my personal. I rent clothing so that I can wear them in videos, so that I'm not constantly buying new clothes to look good for videos. I know it sounds silly, but when this is your job, it is quite important. And honestly, since I started investing in that, I really have noticed the content is just more visually appealing. I get more comments on outfits and things like that. So it does definitely, impact the viewing experience. And then lastly, we went to our favorite hamburger spot. They have an amazing falafel burger, so good, and waffle fries, famous hamburger in Dearborn, Michigan. If you know, you know. And I paid for it $33.92. Actually, I don't know if I paid for it because Norris and I both use this card. He has a card too, so we usually like Venmo each other and things like that. But anyway, $33.92. It's a lot, but hey, it does cost a lot of money to run a business and to be an entrepreneur and to just be an adult. Let's be honest, living and adulting is expensive. So I hope this was interesting. Please no judgment. As they always say in these videos, I'm not bragging. I don't want to look any type of way. I'm just keeping it real with you. But I want to thank again ClearCo, formerly Clear Bank, for sponsoring this video. If you are an e-commerce business owner, a founder, and you are looking for funding, you're looking at this video like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so expensive. I hear you, and you should definitely go check them out. They are the world's largest e-commerce investor, and they have so many great programs, products, services that they offer that can really help founders like you. I'll leave a link down below in the description box, and thank you again for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye.